This is SSPTV News, brought to you by Samsung Productions and the Hazleton Standard Speaker.
Breaking down some of the biggest midterm races, our political analyst Charles McElwee is here next. Good evening and thank you for joining us at SSPTV News. I'm Ken Karen. We start with headlines from SSPTV and the Hazleton Standard Speaker. SSPTV political analyst Charles McElwee sat down with our Lisa Sugar to talk about some of the big contests on this midterm election day.
This is a huge night, the most significant night we've really had in 2 years since 2016. And there needs to be a disclaimer for this evening. Be prepared for surprises. The surprises may come for Republicans and they could also come for Democrats. And really it all goes back to 2015 with the judicial race. It was an off-year election, 3 open seats in the state Supreme Court. Democrats filled those 3 seats, creating a 5-2 majority for the court earlier this year. They threw out the existing congressional district map, creating a new one, and we will look at the consequences not only of that decision, which was upheld by the U.S. Supreme Court, but also the consequences of off-year elections and how important they really are.
We have some big races to talk about. First up, the governor's race. Governor Tom Wolf being challenged by Scott Wagner.
Yes, 2 products of York County. So you have Tom Wolf, who came in 2014, a self-funder, a businessman, never had any experience in politics, and he's turned out to be this really effective governor in terms of the political scene, especially in his role with redrawing that congressional district map. He's facing Scott Wagner, who pulled off an upset a year later, filling in a special election in the state Senate race. He funds a lot of other elected officials in Pennsylvania, helping them out on their campaigns for Republicans. So it's a battle. You have Tom Wolf, who has the power of incumbency, versus Scott Wagner, who has tried to be a Trump-like figure, but it remains to be seen whether that will work tonight.
So Dan Muser is running against Denny Wolf in the 9th, and then it's incumbent Matt Cartwright with challenger John Schrin in the 8th. Both of these have been pretty high-profile races. We've seen a lot of ads.
Tons of ads, and really significant that we're looking at split Luzerne County now. That's a big deal. I mean, Luzerne County at one point was its own congressional district, and now we're looking at the 9th and 8th, and the 9th, yes. Dan Muser, who was Revenue Secretary under Tom Corbett, he definitely has an advantage based on the composition of that district. Then you look at the 8th with Matt Cartwright, who himself pulled off an upset a few years ago when he beat Tim Holden, a blue dog Democrat from Schuylkill County in the Democratic primary. John Schrin's running a really spirited, viable campaign. He is really resonating with voters who in this region are growing increasingly disaffected and disillusioned with the Democratic Party. So I think we'll be looking at a closer race there, but regardless, both are worth watching this evening.
It's a battle of 2 people from the same area for the United States Senate. We never thought we'd see that. Lou Barletta, who are congressman at the current time for the 10th Congressional District, challenging longtime incumbent U.S. Senator Bob Casey Jr. This has been a big race as well.
So yes, Barletta and Casey, both products of the 8th District, both sons of northeastern Pennsylvania. Casey's running on numerical and fundraising advantage. Barletta is running on passion, his story, and the fact that it was voters in this region who went for Trump and delivered the state to Trump in 2016. Could they flock to Barletta and help him get over in the polls with Casey? We'll find out tonight.
And also we want to mention for state representative in the 119th district, incumbent Gerald Mullery facing a challenge again from Justin Behrens because he challenged him in 2016.
Yes, so Jerry Mullery has the power of incumbency, and yet again as an example that Pennsylvanians, especially in this region, they're ticket splitters. They may be Democrats, but they're not. They don't necessarily have an allegiance to either party. They're typically ideologically agnostic, so they could vote for Trump in the general, support Casey for U.S. Senate, and also support Jerry Mullery for state rep.
Thanks, Lisa and Charles, and be sure to join us for our live SSPTV News Election Night coverage. We'll be live on Channel 13, HD Channel 513 in the Hazleton area, and live on Facebook as well. Join our political team of Sam Lassant, Mike DeCosmo, Rick Morelli, Charles McElwee, Vince Benedetto, and State Representative Tara Toohill for in-depth analysis beginning tonight at 8 p.m.
Time now for weather on SSPTV News.
It was a rainy election day in our area. Here's our forecast from the National Weather Service. Tonight, partly cloudy. We will have a low of 41 degrees. The sun comes out tomorrow with a high in the mid-50s. Partly cloudy Wednesday night, low in the mid-30s. Thursday, mostly sunny with a high of 45. Mostly cloudy at night, low of 35. 80% chance of rain on Friday with a high of 43. Down to 60% chance of rain at night. Mostly cloudy, low of 32. Mostly sunny on Saturday with a high of 40 degrees. And then partly cloudy Saturday night with a low of 24 degrees. The Penn State Hazleton men's basketball team tipped off their season in exciting fashion. Here's the SSPTV Standard Speaker scoreboard. The local Lions lost a close one to Cheyney University out of Division II of the NCAA. Marion graduate Brandon Muhammad led all scorers with 23 points. He also had 10 rebounds and 3 blocks. Dave Seaman has a full exciting game recap in the Standard Speaker. Penn State Hazleton is back in action tonight at home against Luzerne County Community College. The women's team will open up their season at High Acres against El Tri-C tonight. It will be the debut at Penn State for Pat Brogan as head coach of the women's team. There's a great article in the Standard Speaker on him today as well. The Wilkes-Barre-Scranton Penguins lost 2 of 3 over the weekend. The Pens split 2 games with Hartford and lost to Bridgeport on Sunday. The Penguins are 4th place in AHL's Atlantic Division with 13 points after 11 games, 7 points out of first place behind Charlotte. Still to come, John Eric Poli talks with Joe Madden about an award he received off the baseball field. And I have a feature story on the Pocono Ninja who has a ninja gym. Guess where? Watch SSPTV every night in Pottsville on Comcast Channel 190 from 7 p.m. to 11 p.m.
Good evening, everyone. Here's today's Talk of the Town. The Tamaqua Public Library is currently running a book sale in which books only cost 10 cents. This sale will be running through Wednesday, November 21st. For more information, you can call the library at the number on your screen. And that's today's Talk of the Town. SSPTV News would like to send our sincere condolences to the family and friends of these recently departed. Catherine D. Ballion of Freeland. The Mickey Wilczek Funeral Home will announce their arrangements. Claire C. Dranetti of Emmaus. Mass will be Friday at 11 a.m. at St. Anne's Catholic Church in Emmaus. Friends may call Thursday from 7 to 8:30 p.m. and Friday from 9:30 to 10:30 a.m. at the Shantz Funeral Home in Emmaus. Otto F. Getzel of Cunningham. Mass will be Friday at 10 a.m. at St. John Bosco Roman Catholic Church. Friends may call Friday from 9 to 10 a.m. at the church. The Harmon Funeral Home is in charge of arrangements. Shirley L. Gottschall of Beaver Township. Funeral will be Thursday at 11 a.m. at Emmanuel UCC in Nuremberg. Friends may call Wednesday from 7 to 9 p.m. at the Harmon Funeral Home in Rockland. Amy Marie Kurtz of Weatherly. A memorial service will be held Saturday at 10:30 a.m. at the Harmon Funeral Home in Drums. Friends may call Saturday from 9:30 to 10:30 a.m. at the funeral home. John A. Lefko of Exton. A memorial service will be held November 24th at 11 a.m. at the James J. Terry Funeral Home in Downingtown. Paul D. Rahal of Hazel Township. Funeral will be Thursday at 11:30 a.m. at St. Michael's UC Church. The Frank J. Bonham Funeral Home is in charge of arrangements. And Annabelle Roskus of Hazelton. The Frank J. Bonham Funeral Home will announce the arrangements. And happy birthday in heaven to Jane Brotzman. Love your brothers and sisters.